Nature is not just random chaos. It's an incredible system where every living thing is connected. This balance is maintained through food chains, the hidden forces that keep ecosystems alive. Every food chain begins with producers, organisms that create their own food from sunlight through a process called photosynthesis. Without them, life simply wouldn't exist. Now that plants have absorbed the sun's energy, it's time for the next step in the food chain, the consumers. These are the animals that rely on producers for their survival. Now comes the secondary consumers, the ones that eat herbivores. They rely on hunting or scavenging for their food and for their survival to live. This shows how energy moves from one organism to another. It starts with the producers, or the grass, plants that make their own food from sunlight, or photosynthesis. Then consumers eat those plants. And then predators, or carnivores, eat herbivores, or the consumers that ate the plants. And so, life keeps moving. Now that energy has flowed from producers to consumers, the cycle isn't over. The final group in the food chain, decomposers, play a vital role in recycling nutrients back into the ecosystem. So far, we've seen how energy moves from producers to consumers. But the real world isn't a simple chain. It's a complex web. Imagine if producers like grass disappeared. What happens next? Herbivores can't eat. Without plants, rabbits, deer, and other animals lose their energy source. This also affects predators. Without prey, carnivores like foxes and wolves start struggling to survive. The ecosystem then collapses. If too many species disappear, the entire system breaks down. In some areas, overhunting has reduced prey populations, forcing predators to either leave or starve. Ecosystems are complex, ever-changing systems, influenced by both natural and human forces. Every species plays a role, and when one disappears or thrives too much, the balance shifts. One of the biggest natural forces that reshape food chains is disasters like fires, floods, or droughts. These events can wipe out populations, forcing organisms to adapt or struggle to survive. Fires can destroy plant life, reducing food sources for herbivores. Floods wash away soil, affecting plant growth and insect populations. And droughts limit water, making survival harder for all organisms. An example is that in the African savanna, droughts push animals to migrate in search of food and water, drastically changing predator-prey dynamics. Human activities, from deforestation to overfishing, pollution, and hunting, have major consequences. Many species face extinction, while others overpopulate due to a lack of predators. Cutting down forests removes habitats, forcing animals out. Overfishing depletes prey populations, affecting predators like sharks. Pollution taints water sources, impacting entire aquatic food chains. An example is coral reefs are disappearing due to rising ocean temperatures, causing fish and marine life to scatter or vanish. Thankfully, environmentalists and scientists work to protect species, restore balance, and prevent ecosystems from collapsing. Wildlife reserves, national parks, and reforestation programs help species recover. Breeding programs also help repopulate endangered species. Protected areas allow nature to thrive without human interference. Sustainable practices ensure food chains remain stable for future generations. An example of this is Wolves were reintroduced to Yellowstone National Park, balancing the ecosystem by controlling overpopulated deer. Now we will move on to Chapter 6 of our video. Not all food chains exist in lush forests or grassy plains. Some creatures survive in extreme environments where food is scarce and the weather is unforgiving. The deep sea is one of the most mysterious and extreme environments on the planet. Below 200 meters, sunlight cannot reach, meaning plants cannot grow. So, how do creatures survive here? Instead of photosynthesis, some organisms rely on chemosynthesis, a process where bacteria convert chemicals from hydrothermal vents into energy. Predators like anglerfish use bioluminescence to lure prey, creating a unique food chain where light becomes a weapon. The deeper you go, the less food exists, meaning creatures must adapt to eating rarely and surviving on minimal energy. An example is the giant squid, one of the largest predators of the deep, survives by ambushing unsuspecting prey and conserving energy when food is scarce. The desert may seem lifeless, but it's actually home to an incredible food chain that has adapted to extreme heat and scarce water. No abundant plant life means food chains rely on scavengers and nocturnal predators. Camels store fat in their humps, acting as a backup energy source when food isn't available. Desert plants like cacti store water in their thick stems, allowing survival during dry seasons. An example is the fennec fox has enormous ears that help regulate body temperature, preventing it from overheating in the desert sun.